Welcome to Let's Talk About CRPS, a podcast brought to you by MTI directly from Italy. We will talk about the latest news and treatments, patients' experiences, and exclusive interviews of CRPS experts. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website, crps-treatment.com. Let's take off! Hi guys, welcome to Let's Talk About CRPS. Today with us we have Gioconda. Gioconda, hi, welcome to the podcast with me.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm great. So happy to see you.
Happy to see you
Gioconda
too.
came to us you came in March, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
March.
I'll let you
End of
present
March.
yourself first of all to everyone listening, okay?
Of course. So my name is Gioconda Rodriguez. I'm 40 years old. I'm Abigail's mom. Um, and um, and I'm Costa Rica. We're Costa Rican actually, but we moved to California 5 years ago.
Yeah. And then, so we met in March, like I just said, for Abigail's treatment. So can you tell us just a bit more about Abby?
Of course. So Abby, it's an energetic and strong and sweet 15-year-old, and she used to be a gymnast and marathon runner. She's very creative and would like to be a chef one day. She's very patient and sweet and loves to work with kids. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, she's actually an assistant coach at
Oh,
our local gymnastic center.
oh. So, of course, Abby came for the treatment of CRPS. So how long did she have CRPS for before she came to Italy?
Yeah, Abby had CRPS for around 6 months prior to get the treatment in Italy.
Yeah. And what happened? What triggered it?
We're not completely sure of how it started. It just basically it happened overnight. Um, Her right knee basically started hurting all of a sudden, and she began training for cross country after high school during I think it was May
Mm-hmm.
of 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and she loved running. And from one day to the other, she basically just called home, and we had to basically go and pick her up from school, and um, and her leg was swollen and turning purple, and basically the whole story began.
Yeah. And was it difficult for you guys to get a diagnosis to understand what was happening?
It was incredibly difficult. Um, it was so complicated to actually get something. We started by even going to the urgent care, getting X-rays, and they didn't see anything. We actually went to hospitals, and they were not able to determine anything. We went to the children's hospital like two or three, and it was incredibly difficult. Um, yeah, it was a very long journey to basically get her diagnosed.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning something about Mexico, didn't you?
Yes, yes. So as we basically the first week we went to those two emergency rooms, and since nothing worked, after going to the last children's hospital, we
Mm-hmm.
were desperate. We ended up we decided to go to Tijuana,
Mm-hmm.
and just by chance, basically we found an angel, Dr. Antonino Cibaja. He's an traumatologist
Mm-hmm.
and orthopedics specialist, and he just basically reviewed all the different tests that we did for Abby, and
Mm-hmm.
he said right away, I think it's CRPS.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it took us 2 more months and a lot of extra specialist visits in US to get them to accept that diagnosis.
Yeah, to confirm it. It took two
Yeah.
months. That's so long.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, even though we had that, and the doctor even prepared a letter and everything, they
Mm-hmm.
they said that they were not sure,
Mm.
that it was very rare, so they just took a very long time.
Yeah. And so when Abby came, she was 14. Now she's 15. She did her quinceañera. She
Yeah.
was 14 when she came, though, so that's really, really young. We've seen pretty young patients, of course. I think the youngest was 9, so we've seen really young patients. But as as a mom, what I kind of want to have an input of what you felt seeing her going through this, and how did you see her change because of the condition too?
Yeah, it was the worst nightmare that you as a parent can have. It was um something that you cannot imagine, really.
Mhm.
Just have her asking for help every night and just basically asking um to make it stop. It was we were heartbroken seeing her that she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything. We basically had to help her on all her basic needs, and even unfortunately none of the medications that or treatments as we tried worked. So it was incredibly difficult. It was I don't wish this to anyone. It was yeah, extremely difficult for us.
Mm-mm. So she had to stop running, of course. Did she have to stop a lot of things? Was she still going to school?
It was very difficult. She wasn't able to do anything. She couldn't walk.
Mm.
She basically used a cane and a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So she couldn't go to school because she had flare-ups during the day. It got worse at night, and everything she basically stressed out will be a trigger.
Yeah, of course.
So she had to stop going to school for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then we found a way to basically have some sort of homeschool um, process,
Mm-hmm.
and she was able to do that. But it was not the same. Like she took like maybe one or two subjects
Mm-hmm.
because she felt very bad during the day.
Yeah, yeah. And so when you found out she had CRPS, did you try any treatment in the States?
Yeah, we tried a lot. We tried hyperbaric chamber, we tried massages, we tried acupuncture, we have sympathetic blocks,
Mm-hmm.
spinal blocks, and
Mm-hmm.
scramble. So many pain medication. We tried everything, and unfortunately, since she so young, there were not many options for
Yeah.
her. So it was hard to find anything that we did or that we gave her any pain medication. Really, it didn't really help. Like
Mm-mm.
she always ended up having flare-ups from like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. every night.
So none of these therapies worked?
No, none. I mean, there were a few that helped a little bit
Mm-hmm.
while she was in the therapy. Um, we even do like a little bit of physical therapy underwater that helped her a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. And she was able to feel a little bit better,
Yeah.
and with the feeling and everything and the sensitivity on her leg, and acupuncture a little bit, it helped her relax and at least sleep during
Yeah.
that time,
Mm-hmm.
because she barely slept.
Mm-mm.
So those things help, but they really didn't, fix what was happening.
Yeah, of course. So how did you find out about Italy then? And when did you decide to just come to Italy?
Yeah. So during the last treatment that we tried, which was the
Mm-hmm.
scramble treatment, we
Mm-hmm.
basically had to drive to LA every day. Around after a week or so, there was no improvement being made.
Okay.
So the doctor said basically it's a very complex case. It doesn't seem to be working by this time in the treatment. We should have seen a difference.
Okay.
And so he mentioned the treatment in Italy that
Mm-hmm.
a few of his patients also went there.
Mm-hmm.
So we started investigating and basically doing our own research and
Mm-hmm.
understanding, what 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 that didn't mean. And we were wondering if Abby was if it was an option for Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So we read a lot of the clinical papers. Your webpage helped a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
talking to patients, seeing their stories, and basically comparing that to all the clinical papers that have been done in Italy as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, make us, decide to go to Italy. And
Yeah.
after talking to you and understanding the process, and you
Mm-hmm.
make us feel like it was a very good options, and seeing the results and all the doctors' assessment, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we were ready to go. And
Yeah.
also as part of us, the things that we learn, that it was usually better if the treatment is done at early stages.
Mm-hmm.
So Abby was very close to their 6 months
Yeah.
mark. And so we knew that we needed to make a decision fast.
Quickly.
So that's why we end up just going right away.
Yeah. And then, so how was your experience here in Italy?
It was amazing. I mean, it was a very long and a stressful flight, obviously,
Yes.
for us, for Abby. It was very difficult, and but even though it was so complex, I mean, you were there, Emily,
I
receiving
know,
us
I
that
remember, I
very
remember. She
yeah
was so tired, poor
yes.
thing.
Yeah, it was so, yeah, it was, she was in pain during the whole flight, so it was very difficult for her. And she was in a wheelchair, so all
Yeah.
the process of getting in and out of the plane was complicated.
Hmm.
But yeah, just being there, you being there, waiting for us that late, and having the whole team was amazing. Our
Hmm.
patient manager, Diego, I mean, he was with us all the time. He was able
Hmm.
to, to make us feel like supported and comfortable. He helped us, translate everything and, give us tips and tricks. And yeah, it was amazing. It's an amazing team, not only because of the experience, but also how well you explain what it's being done,
Hmm.
and the comprehensive treatment as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you first of all. And so what were the results for Abby?
Um, uh, it was that I cannot describe it. It was so amazing. I mean, after her second day of treatment, she started given small steps. She was able to put some weight on her leg, started walking a little bit with her cane, if been a little bit more. She was able to, take a bath by herself and all of this. So it was incredible. And from, you know, seeing her from day one when she started in a wheelchair to the end of her treatment, where she was walking with, just a little bit of help with her cane, it
Hmm.
was incredible. Like yeah, it was sort of a miracle for us. It was, and just seeing her, just the pain went away, right? So it started going away. She didn't have the flare-ups at night, and so just being able to sleep
Yeah.
for her was incredible.
Hmm.
Yeah,
No, I remember, I think it was about a month after that,
yeah,
I did the first follow-up and understanding I was expecting, the first improvements and, it takes a while usually. But then again, for younger patients like Abby, it's usually pretty quick and it's pretty effective. So I was half surprised, but also not half surprised. So I
yeah.
was just expecting yeah, she's getting better. She's feeling a bit less pain. And then when your first email arrived and you were like, she's completely pain free. She has nothing anymore. And that was that was me with my phone showing the whole office and be like, can you see this? Yeah, you
Yeah.
made a lot of people cry that day.
Oh God, yeah. We cried so much during that whole month of just happiness. Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, she was yeah, I mean, she got off of her medication so fast.
Hmm.
Obviously it was a process, but she didn't need it anymore. So it was amazing.
Yeah, it happened pretty fast. It was very beautiful. And then you sent me a lot of pictures too, and it was just so like the last one you sent me, it looks like another child. It literally just looks like, first of all, she looks
Yeah.
like a young woman, and I felt
Yeah.
so weird because I felt like a big sister, when I saw her and I was
Yeah.
taking care of bringing her with the wheelchair and stuff, and I was like, she's kind of, she's a small child. And you sent me the picture, and I was like, oh my God, she has become like an adult now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she
She
looks
changed
like
so much.
she's
Yeah.
thriving. She looks amazing
Yes.
on this picture.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she was able to go back to school. She's so strong, and after going through all of this
Yeah,
and getting this amazing treatment, she's ready for the world, and thriving in everything that she does. And
yeah,
I love that she's also working with kids, and basically helping other people as well.
yeah. That's very beautiful. That's very,
Yeah,
very beautiful. So I want to ask you two um, kind of advices or just something, a message for the first one would be for CRPS patients, and then the second one would be for all the CRPS caregivers like yourself. So I want to first ask you, what would you say to all the CRPS patients listening to the podcast today?
Of course. So the main thing is, remember, you're amazing. You are some of the strongest and most resilient people that I've known of. And I'm very sorry for what's happening to you, but I wish you the best. And if you are able to get the Neridronate treatment, if you are able to, start the assessment, and don't think it twice. It's life-changing. It can mark such a difference in your life that just go ahead and start, talking to the team and make sure that they can help you. So yeah, and yeah, it's amazing. I mean, this syndrome is it's so difficult, and so um it changes everyone's lives, not only the patient, but the family's life. That yeah, just don't think it twice. um Start looking for some help.
Yeah. And then what would be your message for all the CRPS caregivers then?
Yeah, so there is hope. There is hope. uh um I know sometimes you don't feel like that way, and especially as parents and seeing our kids um in that state, not only physically but mentally as well. It's terrible, but just knowing that this treatment exists and there is an opportunity for you to get your um loved one to get better and fast, and get their life back, and you as a family as well. So just be strong, and know that there is hope, and start looking for it. Contact Emily as fast as you can, because she's amazing.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have said it better. We've seen so many beautiful recoveries over the years that will be my message to, for everyone. Just if you can, just fly here as soon as you can. We've seen so many lives changed, and it's very beautiful. So when we manage to do it for children, because we know that it's a whole full long life ahead of
yeah,
them that we get to
yeah,
change, and it's just
yeah. Emily, you and the team basically gave Abby her life back. So we'll be forever grateful.
thank you. Thank you. I mean, for me, it's normal. It's why not? It's just normal. We have to do it. So
Yeah. And I love what you're doing. I mean, I love this podcast idea of just bringing awareness to everyone
yeah.
of, that there is this amazing treatment, and even CRPS, right? It's so still so not known by
Hmm.
not only, regular people, but doctors. So
Yeah.
it's great that you're spreading the word about CRPS, and
Yeah.
obviously Neridronate.
Of course, of course. Well, Gioconda, thank you so much for participating to the podcast with me. It was very important for me to also welcome a caregiver of someone who came here before, and in particular, someone so young. So it was very, very important for me to have you here with us. So thank you so much for being here. And you know, we'll stay in touch. And I want to see pictures of Abby every week, just becoming a small adult very
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much for being here. For everyone listening, we'll see you next week for the next episode of Let's Talk About CRPS. And for now, we say bye to Gioconda.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.